Hi and welcome to Christchurch's Kids Service today. How are you? Did you have a good half term? The weather was a little bit warmer, so I hope that means that you were able to get outdoors and maybe go for a walk in the woods or go and ride your bike or even just play in your garden. Now today we're going to be talking about Jesus. We talk a lot about him, don't we? And that's because he's a really important part of the story. So today we are going to be thinking about Jesus, the teacher. And then next week we're going to think about Jesus as the storyteller. And then in the final week, we're going to look at Jesus being the friend. But as always, you can check out the other videos that go along with Jesus, the teacher from the website. Now, back at Christmas, we were thinking about Jesus's birth. And in a few weeks' time, we'll also be thinking about Jesus and the Easter story. But let's head over to Sam now as she explains a little bit more about Jesus being the teacher.
Good morning. It's great to have you here with us today. Today, we are talking about Jesus as a teacher. Jesus taught people a lot, in all sorts of places and in all sorts of ways. He was there to teach people about God. One of the times that he famously did this was called the Sermon on the Mount. And you can find a video about this story on our website or check out more about this series here. Now, the Sermon on the Mount. Jesus found a lot of people had gathered to listen to him speak. So he led them to the side of the mountain where they could all see and hear him clearly. He spoke about many things. And he started off with talking about how to live a happy life. And he said, no matter what your circumstances are, you can live a happy life with God. He explained that no matter if you are poor or sick or have had terrible things happen, you can still be happy because you have been blessed by God. Even with lots of reasons to be unhappy, he explained that you can be happy because you have God. He spoke about the way that we should treat people to live the way that God wants us to. He said that we should not judge other people or boast about the good works that we do. He said that people who suffer in life will be rewarded in heaven. He explained that God wants us to treat people fairly and to be kind to people even if we don't think they deserve it. Let's head to Pop for some questions about today's story.
Hi everyone, Pop here. It's time for us to do some thinking. Here's our first question for today. Has anyone ever been unkind to you? How did you treat them? What does it mean to be blessed? Who do you think is blessed? What Jesus said at the Sermon on the Mount is totally revolutionary. He tells us that it's not the rich, powerful, or religiously devoted people who are blessed. It is the poor, the weak, and the ignored. Being blessed in the Bible means to be happy and to be holy. It means to be happy because you are close to or favoured by God. What difference do you think it would make if we all thought this way?
Now I wonder, what is your favourite sweet? I think if I had to choose my most favourite, I'd probably go for a love heart. And actually, that gives me an idea of how we can talk to God today. We can make our own love heart prayers. Now, to make a love heart prayer, you're going to need to get yourself 2 pieces of paper, ideally different colours, a pen or a pencil, some scissors and some glue. And if you're not too sure about how to draw a circle, maybe something that's circled that you can draw around. Now, to make your love heart prayer, you need to choose one of your pieces of paper. And what you're going to do is you take your piece of paper and take your bowl, if you're using one, and you draw around the bowl. Just like so. Then cut around your circle, making sure you have an adult with you if you need some help. Then you take your next piece of paper and you're going to draw a heart. And again, you cut around your heart. Then you take your glue and you stick your heart onto the circle. And then you get your own love heart. But at the moment, it doesn't quite look like a prayer, does it? No. And that's because you're then going to write or draw on your love heart all of the things that you love. Or some of the things that you love. You might not be able to fit them all on, but your love heart can then be used throughout the week or in the weeks to come to thank God for all the things that you love. Or maybe you could even write God a little message, and it could be something like, "Dear God, I love you because," and you could then fill in and tell God why you love him. Now, after you've written your message to God or drawn or written down all the things that you love, you could then decorate your love heart. But let's end with our own love heart prayer together. Dear God, thank you for half term and all the things I got up to. Thank you for the people that love me and help me to love them and other people too.
Hi everyone, Debbie here, and that means it's time for a game. Now today we're going to play a throwing and catching game, so you might want to play it outside. But if it's raining or if you have to stay inside because you're isolating, you could make it work inside too. But please make sure you check with an adult in your house before you start throwing things around inside. Now if you're going to play inside, then you could use something like a soft toy, or maybe a pair of socks, or a ping pong ball that you might have left over from some challenges that we've set you in the past. Or if you're outside, you could use a tennis ball, or a football, or a basketball. So you're going to need someone to play this game with. And what you do is you throw your chosen ball or item to each other. You start off really close together, and every time you successfully throw and catch your item, then you get to move further apart. And you keep going, and you see how far apart you can get. Whoa! Have a go and see how far apart you can get. Was it easier to catch when you were standing closer together or further apart? I bet it was easier when you were closer together, although I'm sure some of you have got some excellent throwing and catching skills. Now that's a bit like our relationship with God. It's easier to live the way that God wants us to when we are closer to Him. I hope you've enjoyed joining in with the Taskmaster challenges during half term. But the challenges don't stop just because half term is over. And your challenge today is a bit similar to our game. It involves throwing. And it's a chance for you to have some fun and be creative. Why not get all your family involved? The challenge is to throw a tea bag into a mug from the furthest distance. So I'm going to give it a quick go here. Let's see if I put my mug here and step here, maybe I can get it in. Oh yes, that was actually first try. So have some fun at home, see how far away you can get and still get the tea bag into the mug. And don't forget to ask an adult to help you. Send it in to us at media@christchurchwgc.org.uk. And as well this week, I'd like you to think please about trying to be a bit more like Jesus, trying to be generous and kind, to show mercy, to be humble. What could you do to be like that this week? Maybe you could share something with someone, or maybe you could give something to someone. Maybe you could be kind by helping someone to do something. I'm sure you'll come up with lots of good ideas.
Okay, so today we crossed over into the New Testament and we were talking about Jesus. So if you go to this website here, you will find more about the life of Jesus and some of his teachings. Now, we're going to put our part on our timeline, and it's getting so long now, I'm not sure quite how I'm going to fit it all in. So the first thing to go up is the marker to say that we have reached the time of Jesus. Look how far we've come. So the first story is Jesus Expected. Now this story links the Old Testament with the New Testament, and we're going to add this to our timeline as we have Jesus is born. Now we looked at this quite recently because this is the Christmas story, which was only a few short months ago, believe it or not. Then we have Jesus baptized. And the story we did today, Jesus the teacher. We are so glad you joined us this week, and we will see you next week when we will be talking about Jesus the storyteller. So go ahead and have a look at some of the sections you might have missed if you want to, and we'll be right back here, same time next week, to learn more about Jesus. Bye!